Wife found a couple of bargains on Marketplace on the weekend for me to pick up after work. Glenmore Park is a suburb that kind of got built up back when I was a teenager. What was once sprawling hills suddenly became sprawling rooftops. But when they built it, they made the roads so windy in an effort to stop people from speeding through it. It's only a 58k speed limit. With all the twists and turns, they found that people tried turning it into a race circuit. Try and take the shortest racing line that they could as they were driving. The road is only just wider than a single lane. And emergency services found it difficult when people were parked, they couldn't get through. Building blocks are so tiny in there. The houses are right on top of each other, but they also offer quite a bit of parkland, outdoor gym space just there, which I don't remember seeing before. They've actually set it up so that there's a lot of walking trails, biking trails, parks. I think most of the lakes in there are artificial. And there's times when I think, would I like to live somewhere like that, where you're sort of closer to things, because it's not far from Penrith. Or do you want to live up the mountains? And some of the building blocks in there are 300 square metres. I know I can't do much with my block, but my block is 1100. It's over a quarter an acre. Just finished with year 11. We weren't meant to have a class today because they had a program that was meant to be running period 2 and period 4. The period 2 one got cancelled, which is when I had them, and so they turned up at the office. It was quiet. We came up and had a class. They've almost finished the footings for that, the garden structure. There's one to get set and level, and then we can start doing the concreting. Apart from that, gave them their exam results, and we're getting ready for work placement. Some of them have chosen. There's still a couple to go, and some are going to be doing their placements a bit later because they're doing a TAFE course this term. So they're out of school one day every week. It makes more sense for them to do it when they don't have TAFE, so they can just do the 5 days of placement, not miss any TAFE. Interesting little afternoon. On Sunday night, my wife spotted somebody on Marketplace giving away a peach tree if you came and dug it out. Meetings Monday, meetings Tuesday. But Wednesday I could probably do it. I left work as soon as I could this afternoon. Just spent half hour, 45 minutes digging it out. It's in the back. You might be able to see greenery. It has peaches on it. I hope it transplants okay. I stopped at Bunnings and grabbed some soil and compost and potting mix to mix with the soil at home to try and give it a best chance. So when I get back to the house, my wife will tell me whereabouts she wants it planted, and I should be able to get it done before the sun goes down because it's daylight savings. So there's our new peach tree. These are the 2 citrus that were right down the back of the yard, long time ago down there. So peach tree just below it. The other peach tree that we've got to put at the front, we'll put over there. I should have done that before. And even this, though this is a small tree, it's fruiting. So hopefully we can keep this going and see where the house I got it from was right on a busy road, and that way was facing towards the road, which was, I think, pretty much northwest. And the side that was on the street side, the footpath side, just kept getting chopped back by the look of it. So hopefully it might correct itself, because I'm standing to the north of it, east this way, west that way. So it should get some good morning sun, might make it start growing out this way. And the pruning I gave these the other day have obviously given them a shot to re-sprout. This one here, which was looking very sad, I chopped off some of the dead stuff and it's starting to sprout. It's got little blooms happening and little fruit. Oh, there's one there too. Who would have thought you'd see that much shrinkage in timber? I know timber shrinks when it dries, but I didn't think that hardwood sleepers were quite that wet. Like, I can understand treated pine ones being really wet, but just look at the gaps that opened up on this wall. because these were sitting on top of each other. And these side ones haven't shrunk as much, but look at that. This bottom one has shrunk up a lot. That one. And I had chopped all those off level with the top of this top one. So all of those, they all basically show how much this thing has shrunk on the top. There you can definitely see it here. That's a decent amount. That one's even more. How is everybody? Saturday. Front yard definitely needed mowing because I hadn't done it. So I got the mower out and I looked at the back and it looked bad as well. So the new mower has just impressed me again. You can see that I've done the yard, it looks good. There's still spots here I'll have to do with the whippersnipper, the weed whacker. Same with in the front yard, but I was able to do a lot of the front yard and right up on the street, the footpath, which in our street is grass. This thing's done it all on one charge. I've run it on economy the whole time. When you think about it, this is a block that's over 1/4 of an acre. Yes, there's a house on it, yes, there's lots of rocks and that sort of stuff in it. It's not a little backyard in the suburbs. And that was one of the reasons why I kept not going for a battery operated tool before for down here. I had tried electric whippersnippers before that were plug-in. The cord just became a nightmare. And I ended up going with the steel petrol one, which has done me well. But now I've got this thing. I've got the Makita hedge trimmer, and I'm now thinking of getting a cordless Makita whippersnipper, because if all I've got to do is the yard, like the corner sections and in amongst the rocks and in amongst the planters, that's going to be perfect. And I've got the batteries. Quieter, not as smelly, and easier to just recharge a battery than to go, crap, I haven't got fuel and 2-stroke oil. One other feature that I found out about this, I stopped about halfway down the yard because it's hot to take a break. And when I got back up, it had turned itself off, because it does have an on-off button as a safety feature, I guess. It had turned itself off to conserve the battery, obviously. I'm very happy with it. I don't like having to push a heavy mower around the yard. That's definitely never going to change. But if you had a flat 600 square metre block which just had a little front yard and a little backyard, this is more than enough. More than enough. Gonna have a rest before doing any of the weed whacking. Maybe do it later this afternoon when it's a bit cooler. Wife got me a brand new sprinkler. Same sort of setup that I had before, except it's sitting up on an aluminium tripod so you can level it up better. And where I've got it right now, it reaches the fence line here. It's reaching the fence line down the back. It's going over the fence line a little bit there, which is fine. And just hitting my boots. So I'll let that go for a little bit. We're meant to have an extreme fire weather tomorrow, so I figured I'd try and get some moisture into the ground down the back.